And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk program. Oh my God. Do I have a treat for you? After this show's over, it goes to the entry level people. Then after that, maybe 24 hours from now, I'll release the video to the public. You're going to want some time to possibly buy all three of these cryptos. I'm going to show you what this big deal is, and once you find out, you'll be like, oh, Monica, I'll tell you. This, I had no idea about this. Those three cryptos, they're all partners. They're all going to work together. That's what have I been telling you? I've been fucking telling you all this shit for all these years. All good crypto works together. That's a quote from Crypto Hulk. Oh, wait. Scrim de la Creme's only got 13 minutes. I'm going to have to do this. Well, I already told you what the cryptos are. I already told you the three cryptos, so now you don't even have to watch the show. You just be like, go out there, I'm going to buy this shit now. And then a week or two from now, you'll have no fucking, why did I buy that again? I can't remember. Then something else is going to take off. Like, oh, shit, I'm going to sell those three and get that one. That's how it works with brokies. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Monica, says Brian C. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about financial advice. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. I'm under serious drugs 24/7 for the past 6 years, heroin, cocaine. I snort 300 pounds of heroin a day. Or actually, I inject 300 pounds of heroin a day. I snort probably 50 pounds of coke and take about 1,000 LSD tablets every single day. Let's get into this. Oh my God. You're not going to believe this, kids. I don't have an article for this. What I have is a deep dive. Okay? No article. Okay, so I'm just going to warn you. Hold on a second. We're going to go over, this is going to take some work. I don't know how long this will take, 30 minutes, 45, the whole entire show. Be prepared for a lot of instruction. It's very easy to understand. What I'm going to basically do is show you the relationship of all three of these cryptos and how they're all integrated together. I'm going to show you who started what, who owns what, and what are they integrated with and all that. You are going to see these cryptos here are massively important, okay? And you can buy one, you can buy all. But again, everything I've been telling you, all good cryptos work together. I've been telling you that for years now. A lot of years now. It's not Crypto Hulk, I want that one. It's not that. Each crypto has a different use case, so they work together to accomplish. It's like a football team. I was telling a $200 member this the other day. Cryptos are like a football team. You can't have a bunch of quarterbacks. You can't have a bunch of linemen. You got to have somebody who knows how to kick, right? So you got to have special teams. You got to have offense, defense. You can be the best defense player in the world, but what about your offense? So that's what we're going to be going over today. There's a lot of information. So you might have to break this video up. It's not complicated. You can take notes. I'd probably highly suggest that, or just watch the video again later if you want. Let's get into the deep dive. This goes deep. The tentacles, no, that's not a sexual term. I didn't say testicles, I said tentacles. The tentacles are growing and expanding out into new branches. No one is waiting on the Democrats to vote. The locomotive is getting more coal and growing stronger. Centrifuge, Plume, and Wormhole, the small teams building the pipes for tokenized finance. Okay, this is what we're going to get to today right here. What was interesting is that Martin Kenzel, now remember these names, Martin Kenzel co-founded Centrifuge and Anthony Ramirez is a senior Wormhole figure. Both of those two invested personally into Plume. So not just Centrifuge bought Plume tokens, or which they probably, I'm sure they have, and Anthony Ramirez, his Wormhole, they bought Plume tokens, but both of these guys personally bought Plume tokens. I cannot corroborate that, but that's what I have in this Grok report, okay? When I didn't deep dive everything in this report to verify and all that stuff, so I'm just putting that out there right now. Now, what you have is Centrifuge, and that is for real-world asset architecture. Then you got Plume, real-world asset-focused execution environment. Now, let's look here. Wormhole, interoperability. At first, this was primarily human and financial connective tissue. Two experienced infrastructure builders operating in different parts of the blockchain and finance had independently put money behind the same real-world asset-focused company. Centrifuge subsequently selected Wormhole as the official multi-chain infrastructure partner for Centrifuge version 3. Wormhole also integrated with Plume. Now, what I'm going to do is cherry pick this thing. So if you hear me not saying something, it's not the drugs kicking in, although that's probably likely. It's that I'm trying to keep this as small as possible. It's going to take a long time to go over it. If I were to read all this shit, we're probably looking at a straight 2 hours, okay? I got a lot of information, so I'm going to try to not read all of it. I can't read all of it. So here we go. I got a cherry pick. Wormhole simultaneously emerged on the institution side of the financial system as the interoperability provider used by Securitize. Oh my God. Now, why is that important? Securitize tokenizes. Now, who do they tokenize for? BlackRock. Oh shit, Crypto Hulk. This just got a whole next upper level of huge, UGE. I'm telling you what, these three cryptos, I'm not trying to sell them. I don't make money on this, but I'm showing you right here. These three little motherfuckers, they're tied in with Securitize, who is like this and that. Well, that's a crypt sign or something. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to get flagged for throwing up gang signs and shit. I come from the west side of Reno, but they're tied right in with BlackRock. These three are working with Securitize, who's right next to BlackRock. You got BlackRock and then Securitize. Nobody's in the fucking middle, okay? It's not like you go Securitize is part of a company who's part of another company and who's partnered with BlackRock. No, Securitize, and that's what we're looking at right here. These three cryptos are basically hooked up with BlackRock, okay? Just let you know, that's my opinion from what I'm seeing right here. Let's keep going. Let's get ready to rumble. The original Centrifuge Plume Wormhole triangle. Crypto, is that another sign? Are you doing like Freemason shit? No, man, freestyling it. Wormhole, this is no longer an isolated crypto relationship. See, in the past, it was kind of isolated. What happened? Oh, they hooked up with Securitize, who's hooked up with BlackRock. That's not a big deal. That shouldn't make you go out and buy this shit right now. Not at all. Now, if you do want to buy it, you got Kalen Brown. Please patronize them. All right. These three companies, these three cryptos, they do different jobs. This is probably the single most important point. Centrifuge, Plume, and Wormhole do not need to defeat or fight one another. Their jobs are complementary. You get it? Centrifuge is build the asset. Centrifuge, turn financial assets into programmable on-chain financial products. Now, Plume, what's Plume's job? Give the assets somewhere to live and work. Oh, Plume is building a real-world asset-oriented blockchain environment. Its role is closer to execution, real-world asset applications, liquidity, collateralization, DeFi, financial product utility. That's what Plume's supposed to do. Wormhole is supposed to do what? Connect everything. That's its job. It's like a bridge, right? Connect everything together. Allow on-ramp and off-ramp into this little triangle that's going to make you crazy, insanely rich, okay? I just found this information out today, so that's why I've never really talked about this. When I saw this today, I'm like, I just had that 3-second stare like, oh my God. Wormhole occupies the horizontal interoperability layer. Wormhole's job is communication between chains, movement of tokenized assets, cross-chain messaging, multi-chain distribution, interoperability. That's Wormhole's job. Wormhole is going to build the roads and bridges connecting otherwise separate financial environments. Gotta love it. Wormhole's job, connect the asset to everywhere else. What's so big about Plume? The DTCC, that move. This isn't a big deal at all. I don't want you to run out and buy Plume. Plume was chosen by the DTCC. That moves about $5 quadrillion a year. Plume was chosen by the DTCC. Just thought I'd throw that in there for shits and giggles, okay? That's not a big deal. Okay. Centrifuge and Wormhole are connected directly. In April 2025, Centrifuge selected Wormhole as the official multi-chain infrastructure partner for Centrifuge version 3. That's the critical upgrade. Securitize, remember, BlackRock partner, Securitize selected Wormhole. Oh my God, that's massive. Let me try to break this down to you. So, because this is massive right here. For brand new people, you have no idea. You probably think I'm speaking Latin or Pig Latin or Russian or Chinese or something. You need to watch this video and try to understand it a couple times. Securitize is what takes real world objects and puts them into crypto form. It's called tokenization. BlackRock is directly tied to Securitize. Who's BlackRock? The biggest asset under management investment company in the entire world. They've got like only, not a big deal, $12.5 trillion assets under management. Securitize is kind of like the bitch for BlackRock, okay? But Securitize chose Wormhole as the interoperability infrastructure. That's another modic. And Securitize sits directly underneath some of the world's largest asset managers, like BlackRock, Biddle, Securitize, Wormhole. They're all working together, okay? Securitize provides the institutional confirmation. Securitize performs a different function. I already kind of told you what Securitize does. Securitize kind of puts it all together. It does tokenization. It's a transfer agency. It's a broker-dealer service. It's an alternative trading system. It's a fund administration. It's like it helps to keep the funds going, different funds. It deals with compliance and making sure it's all legal. It deals with investor onboarding, distribution. Securitize has DeFi connectivity. Oh my God. In other words, Securitize connects blockchain technology with regulated securities infrastructure. So you got these three crypto companies, right? Centrifuge, Plume, and Wormhole, right? Securitize takes that triangle of crypto companies and hooks them up to securities infrastructure. It joins the crypto and the securities together. And it's like cryptos have their function where they can do stuff, but Securitize brings it all together. They get regulated. They administrate the funds and stuff. This is so massive right here. These three cryptos, oh my God. You've got to if you got two kidneys, you need to probably sell one and dump it all into these three. Oh man. So Wormhole and Securitize extends into these companies: BlackRock, Apollo, Hamilton Lane, and other of the world's biggest asset managers. My God. So Wormhole is working with the top 10 of the biggest financial investment companies in the world. That's not a big deal. So if one of them were to quit, they still got 9 more. So that's what this is what the report's trying to show, is that Wormhole's not just the bitch of just one company. They've got a whole bunch of companies. Wormhole's got a lot of work to do. Okay. It's not like they're like a contractor and they're waiting for the phone to ring because they got to go build a porch. No, the phone's constantly ringing at Wormhole. They got lots of work to do. Like all Santa's elves. The whole year, these elves are making toys and clothes and shoes for children. And then in the North Pole, and then Santa has to deliver all that shit in one night. Just saying. Let's continue. You got Coinbase Ventures. Oh, they're tied in with Wormhole as well. Just saying. Now, Coinbase and BlackRock are partners along with JP Morgan. They all go together. Now, Coinbase, again, Coinbase, it's like a sandwich. You got the bread on the left, the other side of the bun, which is BlackRock, and right in the middle, you got meat. Put it together, that's JP Morgan, Coinbase, and BlackRock together. That's your sandwich, okay? Now, what did Coinbase just do? They just hooked up with Abu Dhabi. We talked about this the other day. They're going to start getting the whole world hooked up with Abu Dhabi because the Democrats, they're not trying to vote on any crypto laws. So Coinbase has to go to the Middle East, to the Abu Dhabi, the country, and say, hey, can we start off tokenizing here and buying and selling crypto all around the world? And all the Abu Dhabi government officials are like, sure, come on over, Coinbase, because you got some fucked up Democrats that keep voting down crypto. Come on over. We'd love to have you here. And that's the end. So notice who works for who. At BlackRock, which is a partner of Securitize, which is a direct partner to Wormhole, BlackRock hired a guy named Robert Mitchnick. He used to be like working at Ripple. He's the genius at Ripple, okay? At Plume, you got a couple employees here, Teddy Pornprinya and Daiwa Securities. Plume, you have a person named Ivy Kang. She came from JP Morgan. And Galaxy Digital's mixed in with this. At Plume, you have a guy named Eugene Shen. He's from Robinhood, by the way. At Plume, you have a guy named Jason Meng. He's from Layer Zero. Now, at Wormhole has investors. They include Jump Trading, Coinbase, Brevin Howard, Multicoin Capital, Secure. Okay, and there's others involved in this. Okay, so there is no evidence that BlackRock designed Wormhole. There's no evidence that Coinbase controls Wormhole. Let me check the comments real quick and see if everybody's still alive here. Coasty says, Hulk, you're a champion. Thank you for your dedication. Well, I'm just sharing information that I have. But yeah, you guys, what I'm trying to show you is how massive this is, okay? I don't care if these cryptos are 5 cents, 30 cents, 0.00. Say it does. Price does not matter. What matters is my program. My program has all this evidence and information that'll make you crazy, insanely, disgustingly rich, okay? That's what we look at here. Don't worry about the price. Maybe it goes down. It doesn't fucking matter. Focus on my evidence that I have, okay? That's what we look here, okay? One day, I won't be doing this anymore because once we start getting crypto clarity, these prices are going up. And there will be a time when Crypto Hulk Show, it's over. I told you guys years ago, at least 2 to 3 years ago, maybe more like 3, I said, this my program has been evolving over all these years. I started off not knowing anything about crypto in 2020. And over the years, I learned more and more and more. And here we are today where I think we're kind of right near the end. And I'm showing you this last minute stuff. I'm sharing with you the information that somebody shared with me. And I want to make sure that you're seeing all these connections. That's when I buy a crypto, I want to know who are they partnered with, right? When you see a crypto, all these 3 cryptos right here, they're teamed up with, okay, Wormhole, Centrifuge and Plume, they're like teamed up with Securitize, BlackRock. Like, it doesn't get any bigger than that. These are the winners. I'm trying to show you. These are the winners. There's a lot of cryptos that we go over, and there's a lot of good cryptos. But you know what? I think these are going to be in the top ones. Maybe the top 10 to 15. These are definitely it. Absolutely. They're in, would I say they're in my top 10? Yeah. I'd say that these cryptos, I would say, could be in my top 10. I'd have to look and stuff, but absolutely in the top 10. 100% in my top 15. But I'd say that these three cryptos are definitely should be in your top 10. From the information I'm showing you right here, this is like very cool stuff. Let me continue. Okay. I'm going to do some copy paste here. Look what I just shared with you right there. Martin Quesenel from Centrifuge. This is from Grok. Anthony Ramirez from Wormhole. Both of those two were angels. Angels are early investors in Plume right there. 10 million bucks, okay? The guy from Centrifuge and Wormhole, both of them are angel investors. That means they were the very first people, and they spent 10 million bucks and gave it to Plume and said, get started. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's some real shit right there. Centrifuge selected Wormhole as the official multi-chain partner for version 3. That happened April 2025. Here's another copy paste here. Now, this is why you have a membership on my show, even the $15 one, because you're going to have this information before anybody else. You can go out and buy this shit right now. Then when the rest of the world watches my channel, whoop, that's what's going to happen. That's why you get in first. It's all about information. If you got early information, that's how you make it. Okay. We got Securitize, which is a BlackRock partner, made Wormhole its official interoperability provider. Are you hearing that? That is so fucking massive right there. And BlackRock's Biddle and other, they use that rail also, the Wormhole. So BlackRock's Biddle and Securitize are using Wormhole, everybody. And and we know that Axelar is in there too, but what's interesting right here is this report talks nothing about Axelar. So, but then again, I didn't include it in the search, but the Wormhole, hey, man, all three of these. Centrifuge is for asset creation, administration, and on-chain funds in vault. Plume, real-world asset, native execution environment. Plume is for utility for the Plume vaults, collateralization, DeFi, and then Wormhole is for connectivity and multi-chain movement. That's how you break down these three. Centrifuge has pushed back $2 billion in tokenized assets under management. That's big. Whoa. Securitize has 4.3 billion of assets under management. Biddle has about 3 billion in assets. Wormhole continues to power the cross-chain share classes. Plume has about 180 million in total value locked. Let me check the comments here. Okay, let's get back to this. Centrifuge was founded in 2017 in Berlin, Germany, and San Francisco. Centrifuge evolved through Polkadot substrate parachain into the current multi-chain Ethereum virtual machine. The partnerships of Centrifuge, Janice Henderson, multiple funds including Treasuries, Apollo, New York Life Insurance, the Dow Jones, the S&P Dow Jones is a partner. We've learned that like 2-3 years ago about Centrifuge. Venture capital, a lot of venture capital. Now, Plume was founded about 3 years ago. Yeah, you've got Galaxy Digital, Robinhood is involved, Coinbase. Wisdom Tree is involved, Securitize, all the biggest companies. Mercado Bitcoin. Infrastructure. Wormhole, Centrifuge. DTCC. Oh my God. The DTCC, they move $5 quadrillion a year. So then we got Wormhole. I'm just seeing if anything, we kind of know pretty much all about that. Overall summary. The infrastructure is converging without requiring a single master plan. So what you have is all of this now. All these good companies are now coming together. That's what the Grok is seeing. I think I'm going to end it right there. You've had a very good little deep dive here on these three cryptos to see how important they are to the financial future. I'm going to kind of leave it with that. I didn't want to get into any other cryptos because really nothing can top this for today. That's a big deal. I've shown you that these three cryptos are going to be massive in the future. They're tied up all the way to the top with the top. When you start talking about BlackRock and Securitize as your partners, you're done. I'm done. It doesn't, there's no, And then you throw in DTCC, because eventually you're going to have these stocks, and they're going to be sold all throughout the stock markets of the world. Like, this is all the way to the top. These three cryptos go all the way to the top, okay? Now, whenever this happens, Crypto, when all this is going to happen? I don't fucking know. When will it happen? When the people at the top say, let it rip. That's when it happens. So what do? We get ready and we wait. You buy the cryptos or whatever. If you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. I'm ready. So when that green light hits, I'm ready. I don't need to scratch. All these 99% of the people in the world, they're going to get destroyed. They have no idea. People that can't watch my show longer than 13 minutes, destroyed. What some people are going to do is take those three cryptos, don't watch the show, buy them, and then 2 to 3 weeks from now, they're sold off for something else. That's how it works. So with that, I'm done. You got work to do. I'm going to release this to the entry-level show, and then tomorrow at about the same time, it'll get released to the public. My name is Crypto Hulk, and I'm out of here.